Do I feel let down? I don't think let down really covers it, to tell you the truth. You know, I feel angry. I feel, you know, over the last 10 years, you know, that this government has completely and utterly taken people for granted to pursue an agenda which I don't think has anything to do with the lives of the vast majority of people in this country.
I'm striking because I've been teaching for 4 years and I've never quite felt that my pay is enabling me to be able to do my job properly, be able to live properly. I live with my mum and I'm a 30-year-old person. I don't think it's right that teachers aren't paid enough to be able to live by themselves.
I've been a teacher for 9, almost 10 years, and my pay has not increased in, you know, relative to inflation, and it's driving a lot of people away. I love my job and I can't think of doing anything else, but it makes living very difficult, especially with the cost of living crisis.
We rely on the very thin tether of, you know, motivation to help children do well in this economy. We rely on it and we hold on to that, and it's just those evenings that you get when you are completely exhausted and you've had a rough day of lessons and you just can't cope, and then you look at your salary and you go, what's it for? And then you look at your friends and all your colleagues who are working jobs where, you know, the salary is higher, the progression is faster, it's much better working hours, happier lives, more social lives, than we're being shortchanged basically.
And how's the cost of living crisis impacted you?
It doesn't impact me for rent, I will admit, but it impacts me in terms of getting to work. It impacts me in terms of being able to feel like when it gets to my holidays that I'm able to actually enjoy them to my fullest. If I didn't live at home and I paid rent, I would certainly be able to go on holiday and do things that I'm supposed to be able to do with that holiday.
I know that my bills are going up, everyone's bills are going up, obviously. I can't believe how much it costs to fill a tank of in my car, of petrol in my car. But, you know, I know that those cost of living increases are having a real effect on people who are entering the profession and on people who are considering whether to enter the profession or not.
I'm a teacher and also my husband's a teacher, so we're a family of teachers. It is very difficult. We do what we can because we actually love our job despite everything. We do it for the children, and today is all about the children as well.
If nothing changes, you know, you don't get a salary rise, do you think that's going to be sustainable for you and your family?
It won't be sustainable, and also it won't be sustainable for schools. There'll be even more cuts. We'll be losing probably support members of staff who are absolutely vital. It's not just teachers, it's our support staff. And education will crumble.
I do not know how teachers who have children at home do it, because I can barely get from paycheck to paycheck, month to month, and people have children at home and are paid just the same as me or even less. So I fear the idea of having a family because I don't know if I'd be able to fully support them.
Children missed out on quite a lot of their education during the pandemic, and then today they're potentially missing a day of school as well. So how would you respond to people who say that, you know, they're just adding to this loss of education?
They didn't lose education because of pandemic. We were teaching the whole way through, not only online, but we were also going into schools. We lost a day for a jubilee last year. We lost a day for a funeral. We're losing a day for a coronation this year. So it's, and this is for the children. We teach them to stand up for what they believe is right. This is us showing them the most important lesson.
We are striking for the general betterment of the teaching profession so that teachers stay in the profession longer. They work harder. They have, if there's more funding for schools, hopefully maybe there'll be even more teachers and there'll be less overwork. We'd have time to plan better lessons. So the teachers learn more, they do better in their GCSEs and their A-levels. Everything is all interconnected, and one thing affects another. Low salary will affect everything, least of all the children's education. Taking a day off, it's the very last thing that I wanted to do. You know, today I would have been teaching GCSE and A-level, and it sucks. It really is bad that I'm not teaching them today, and I wish I was. But this is obviously more important. It's for the betterment of all of the entire profession. It's a craft that we build up over years, decades, and to receive this kind of salary is just, you know, it's a shame and it's sad.
Do you feel let down? And who by?
Do I feel let down? I don't think let down really covers it, to tell you the truth. You know, I feel angry. I feel, you know, over the last 10 years, you know, that this government has completely and utterly taken people for granted to pursue an agenda which I don't think has anything to do with the lives of the vast majority of people in this country.
I feel let down by, you know, 10 plus years of Conservative government. They need to reach into their pockets. They need to pay people that are doing essential services the correct amount of money. We've worked through a pandemic and we've made sure children can catch up, and we're working extremely hard. And I really feel as though the Conservative government is to blame to this. Over 10 plus years there's basically been no wage increase for anybody, and I want to make sure that future generations enter my profession that I love so dearly.
So what would you say to parents who are perhaps losing pay because they've had to take the day off to look after their kids today?
I think I appreciate that can be difficult. A lot of teachers, we don't get paid when we're on strike, so we're losing a day's pay as well. But the thing is, it's purposeful, it's not a day off, it's because we need this increased funding for schools.
If you could say something to the government, what would you say?
I would simply say, you know, get out of the way. You know, if you can't solve this crisis, or you'd have no will to solve this crisis, then just get out of the way and call an election and let people choose somebody who can solve this crisis. Because I do think we're in a crisis.